So without further ado, let's get going. Meet me on your mat. We're going to begin in child's pose. So big toes are touching, knees are wide. If possible, forehead grounded on the floor. If that's not possible, stack your fists, bring your forehead to your fists. And just take a few moments here to breathe deeply. So to use your breath as a tool to warm up your body. And as you are checking in with your breath and checking in with your body here in child's pose, I just brought along a quote to share with you that kind of stood out to me today in my quote journal. And it comes from Martin Luther King Jr. It's one you may have heard before. It says, "Faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase." Faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. So I wanted to bring that quote to our workout today, in case you're maybe wanting to embark on a new journey and you're not necessarily sure where to start, or maybe you know that one thing you could do, but you don't know how it's going to pan out at the end. Or maybe you're wanting to make some health changes or something in your life, and you're not really interested in changing everything overnight, but you know one or two things you could do, some baby steps you could take. Let that quote give you permission to take those baby steps. And let's use this practice as a way maybe to what am I trying to say? Almost like if you don't know the next step, maybe to receive that, and or to like up the permission that that's what needs to be done. But that's all you need to know right now, and that's okay. If you want to add a little movement to child's pose, then use your next exhale to bring your arms over to the left so you get a gentle side stretch. Head is heavy. Long, slow inhale here. On your next exhale, move your arms over to the right, side stretch. Inhale here. Exhale, move to the left. So you're moving on your exhales, holding on your inhales. Your head is heavy, but your belly button stays strong. So belly button's pulling towards your spine. One more set. The more you move your hands over, the bigger the side stretch becomes. So the further away from your midline your hands are, the bigger the stretch. Once you've evened your sides out, come back to center, and eventually meet me on your hands and your knees. Shoulders are right over your hands, hips are over your knees. We're going to move into cat-cow. Inhale, look up. Exhale, tuck under. Inhale, up. Exhale, under. Now, if you want to, we're going to quickly here pick up the speed. So once again, we're going to use our breath plus the movement to really warm up our body. So if you're interested in that, start to go quick. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 3, 2, last one. Very nice. Come back to a neutral spine, then eventually meet me in high plank on your toes or your knees. Shoulders are once again over your hands, belly button's pulling up. You have the option here to hold in high plank, dropping to your knees or finding child's pose at any point if you need it. If you want to make this a little more challenging, we're going to add some side planks in here. So in that case, you're going to rest your right hand right under your shoulder and then open into a side plank on that side. Hold. Back to center. Hold in high plank. Now left hand comes to center, open to the other side. You'll notice here that I have my top foot over my bottom. Back to center. Belly button up. Open, right hand is grounded. This time if you want to add even a bigger challenge, you can do hip drops. So you drop your right hip down, pop up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. Back to high plank. Hold. Belly button up. You got this. Open, left hand grounded. Hold inside plank or hip drops. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 3, 2, 1. Nicely done. High plank. And then push back, down dog. Pedal your feet. Big inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose or your mouth. Lift your right heel up. Let your left heel drop closer to the ground. Then eventually bend your right knee open and do a couple big hip rolls here, hip circles. Maybe 3 in each direction. Then you can use your next exhale to pull your knee up as slowly as you can towards your right wrist. We're just holding here, engaging your core. Then as slowly as possible, drop your right foot by your right hand. You're in low lunge, meaning right knee is bent over your right ankle, back leg is straight. You're kind of hovering your fingertips here. Now from this position, see if you can keep your legs as still as possible. Come up to crescent lunge, cactus arms. Nice. The deeper your lunge, meaning the further your front and back foot are apart lengthwise, the more intense this one will be. So you decide what you need today. Hands to your thigh. Gently press up. It's going to give you a little hip flexor stretch here on your left side. Deep breaths. Now if you want to, we're going to move into humble warrior. If you don't want to, you can stay here. So clasp your hands behind you, palms together to touch if that's available. If it's not, no worries. Chest to the sky. On your next exhale, go to the inside of your right leg. So your body is going down as your shoulders, hands, and belly button pull up. Shaking's okay. Deep breaths. 2 more inhales and exhales here. You're doing awesome. And then once you finish those breaths, come up as slowly as possible, keeping your legs as still as you can. Beautiful. Release your arms. And then open into a twist. So you can start with an open arm twist. Or, for more intensity, right arm into a half bind, left hand or left elbow to the outside of your knee. So now we're holding in a lunge and we're twisting. A lot of intensity here with those 2 things happening together. So if you're feeling that intensity, you're doing it right. See if you can hang on for 2 more breaths. You got this. And then once you finish those 2 breaths, slowly drop your left knee to the ground. We're going to hold here for a second, getting a little more intense hip flexor stretch. Then come back, hands to your thigh, gently press up in this position. Big inhale, big exhale. Beautiful, hands to the inside of your leg. Slowly and gently, with your core engaged, bring this leg around. You can find child's pose, or if you're up for it, meet me in high plank. Hold in high plank. Another option if you want a big strength and cardio challenge is jumping jack legs. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, awesome. Child's pose or down dog. I don't know about you, but I'm getting sweaty. So you can get your breathing back to a slower pace. Notice how different your body feels in just 10 to 15 minutes of this movement and breathing. And then when you're ready, and maybe even if you're not, meet me in down dog. Notice how different your right side feels right now compared to your left. Do that same routine, that same series on the other side. So left heel up. Let your right heel drop closer to the ground. Bend your knee open, hip circles. So you're like making a big circle with your knee. 3 each way. Then use an exhale, pull your knee up. Hold. Beautiful. Slowly drop your left foot towards your left hand. Float your hands in low lunge. Maybe pat yourself off if you're getting real sweaty like I am. Keeping your legs as still as possible. Come up into crescent lunge, cactus arms. Cactus arms sometimes can just help release your shoulders. Gorgeous. Burning and shaking are okay. Hands to your thighs, gently press up. Breathe. Zip in your belly like you're zipping up a tight pair of jeans. And then if you're looking for the extra challenge, humble warrior. This time clasp your hands in a way that's least comfortable for you. So maybe your other thumb is over. See if you can bring your palms together to touch. If you can't, no worries. And then on an exhale, go to the inside of your left leg. So body's heavy, pulling towards the ground, but your shoulders, hands, and belly button are pulling up. You got this. Keep breathing. And then use your next inhale to come up slowly. Gorgeous. Release your hands. Open into a twist. Stay like this. Or left arm into a half bind. Right hand or right elbow hooked to the outside of your knee. Either way, left shoulder blade gently pulls open. Remember, twists in yoga are always initiated from your shoulder, even if, or regardless of what position you're in. You're doing great here. One more breath, you got this. Then slowly drop to your knee. Hang out in the twist in this position. Allowing yourself to get a little deeper hip flexor stretch on your right side. Come back, hands to your thigh. Gently press up. Breathe. Lovely. Hands to the inside of your leg. Belly button to your spine. Gently swing this leg around. Find child's pose or one more round of jumping jack planks. So if you want to do that, meet me in high plank and start to move. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, nicely done, and rest. Good job. Getting a message on my phone. While you're resting, we're just going to make sure we're okay here. Okay. So as you're working on bringing your breathing back to normal, allow yourself, if possible, to settle in a little deeper to child's pose. So just really to let your body be heavy. And once again, I'll read that quote from Martin Luther King Jr. Faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. Faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. Two more breaths in child's pose. And once you finish those 2 breaths, meet me in down dog. Bend both knees. Look up. Use your next exhale to bring your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Soft knees, inhale, stand, high prayer. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close your eyes for a sec. Deep breath. Then blink your eyes open. From the top of your mat, sit back with your left leg. Feet are perpendicular because we're moving into warrior 2. So hip bones are squaring to the side. Bend your right knee over your right ankle. Decide how deep you want your lunge. Bring your palms, I was going to say palms, but I guess it is. Arms is what I intended to say. Bring them parallel to the ground. But what you could do is sometimes I will flip my palms up, and that just helps also release my shoulders. So if you ever feel tension here, flipping your palms can just help remind you to drop your shoulders. Bright fingers. Now you are, of course, welcome to stay in warrior 2. Another option is side angle. So to find that with me, you're going to inhale, reach forward. Exhale, elbow to your knee. Right arm up, left arm up. Now if you want an even bigger challenge, you can hook your elbow to the inside of your knee, fists together, and really work on twisting, so left shoulder towards your spine. Belly button, of course, towards your spine as well, in a different way. Once you've found this position, your number one focus is to continually bring yourself back to your inhales and your exhales. 2 more here. Nicely done. Once you finish those 2, come back to warrior 2, keeping your legs as still as possible as you come up. Shaking's okay. 1 more breath here. Gorgeous. Straighten your front leg. That'll feel good. Turn your toes so they're parallel. Do a couple big shoulder rolls. And then we'll even our sides out. Same thing on the left side. So now turn your left toes so they're parallel with, your foot's parallel with the long edge of your mat. Right foot is parallel with the short edge. Lunge into warrior 2. Left knee over your left ankle. Float your arms up. Maybe do a little experimenting, palms up or down today. Which one feels best? Shoulders right over your hips. So you're not leaning forward like this. You're keeping your torso perpendicular with the ground, while a lot of other things like your arms and your thigh are parallel with the ground. Drishti is a word sometimes used in yoga. Drishti means focus. So your drishti is out, looking out through your left middle finger. Stay here. Or inhale, reach forward. Exhale, elbow to your knee. Side angle pose. If you want to, you can hook your elbow to the inside of your knee, fists together, and then work on that twist. Shoulder towards your spine. Chest opens towards the sky. Tops of your shoulders away from your ears. Focus on your breath. Awesome job. You got this. 2 more inhales and exhales in side angle. And then to prepare to move out of it, engage your abdominal muscles. Use an inhale to come up. Legs stay as still as possible. Beautiful. Final set here of warrior 2. Give it all you've got. Feel your strength, even if you're shaking or burning. Feel how strong you are here. Then release, straighten your front leg, good job. Toe heel your feet towards each other. Couple big shoulder rolls again. Shake it out. Awesome. We got one more strength challenge, and then we'll move to finishing up with some hip opening and stretches. So with that said, we're going to do chair pose. Make sure your big toes are touching. Feet, though, are parallel to each other, meaning your heels are a few inches apart. Then from that position, squeeze your knees. Float down. The further you go down, the more intense chair will be. Bring your arms up once you've decided on how big of a squat you want. Make sure you're sitting back into your heels, not going forward into your balls of your feet. Nicely done. Now, you have the option to hold a chair, as we are now, taking a break when you need it, just like that. Another option, if you want a bigger strength and balance challenge, is to find eagle with me. So if you're into that, then bring your right arm under your left, right leg over, either kickstand it or wrap around. We're going to start with low eagle. So elbows towards your knees, shoulders to your hips, belly button to your spine. Squeeze your legs together and keep your left leg in a deep single leg squat. Nicely done. Now, if possible, keep your legs still. Bring your arms up. Eventually, elbows lift. Good job. Squeeze. Hold. 3, 2. Awesome. Rest. Shake it out. Very nice job. One final set, of course, on the other side. Let's start with chair. So get your feet squared up. Squat down, knees squeeze. Come up. Sit back into your heels. Stay like this. Or, if you'd like to do eagle, left arm under this time. Left leg over, kickstand, or wrap around. Low lunge, low eagle. Elbows towards your knees, again, shoulders to your hips. Belly button to your spine, squeeze your legs. So we're really working on compressing here. So not only are we toning and strengthening our abs, but we're bringing a lot of blood flow to our internal organs, which is always a good thing. Stay in the single leg squat, keep squeezing your legs, but see if you can come up with your upper body, lift your elbows. You're doing great. Hang on for 3, 2, and release. Deep breath. Awesome. Meeting at the top of your mat. Inhale, arms up, high prayer. Exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees deeply. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, high plank, hold. Push back, down dog. From here, we're going to find pigeon. So on your next exhale, pull your knee up, your right knee, so it's by your right wrist, right heel in front of your left leg. Then slide your left leg back. On an exhale, fold forward into half pigeon. If a forehead connection is available, I would suggest it. Maybe it's with a block, stacked fists, or maybe your forehead is going all the way to the mat. If it's not available, that's okay too. So here we are in pigeon. I would suggest just slightly rocking your hips side to side, seeing where you get the biggest stretch, and if possible, holding in that position. Pigeon is a hip opener, and with most, or I could say all, hip openers in yoga, they have the tendency to be relatively intense. So if you're feeling the discomfort, you're doing it right. Focus on your breath to practice staying instead of leaving. Because a few moments of discomfort now are going to equal a lot of comfort later. So in other words, it's worth it. If possible, commit to 3 more slow breaths. Inhale through your nose and then exhale through your nose or your mouth. Whenever you finish those 3 slow breaths, to get out of pigeon, you're going to bring yourself up to your hands slowly. Tuck your back toes under. Push up and back to down dog or 3-legged dog if you want to. And then we'll move to the other side. Use an exhale, left knee to your left wrist, left heel in front of your right thigh. Slide your right leg back. Exhale, fold forward. Find a forehead connection if possible. Rock your hips side to side. See if you can hold in the position where you're getting the biggest stretch. Breathe deeply. Now, even in this position, your shoulders are going to want to creep to your ears. Keep them strong, pulling towards your hips instead. Relax your face and your jaw. You're feeling true discomfort, pulling, aching, burning, but no pain, no shooting pain, grinding pain, or cramping up. Then commit to 3 more breaths. Once you finish those 3 breaths, push yourself up slowly, tuck your back toes under, find down dog or 3-legged dog. And then eventually drop to your knees. And with both knees bent, roll down onto your shoulder and around onto your back. So we're going to work our way here into Shavasana. However, if there's a pose that would feel really good in your body today to do prior to Shavasana, maybe it's a twist or happy baby, feel free to do that now. When you are ready for Shavasana, no hurry, but when you are ready, remember your 3 leg options are going to be to tent your knees in, so feet are wide, knees tent in. This is a great one to keep your lower back safe. Another one would be Supta Baddha, bottoms of your feet together, knees wide. And then the traditional Shavasana is done with your feet hip-width apart, toes falling towards the floor. And in either of those positions, or regardless of your leg position, I should say, palms are up with your arms resting at about a 45-degree angle away from your body. So get your twist or happy baby in or whatever you need. Then meet me in your Shavasana position. We're going to rest here together just for a minute or two. And then to end the practice, I'll move us out of Shavasana together and we'll end with our blessing. So I'm going to be silent. You enjoy, eyes closed. When you're ready to bring your awareness back to your body, just add a little movement. So maybe you wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe you look side to side with your head or open and close your mouth. Whatever feels best. Eventually, meet me in a fetal-like position, lying on your side. Knees are bent. You're using your arm as a pillow. Rest here. Let your body be heavy. On your next inhale, push yourself up to a seated position. Strong posture. Eyes closed. Hands in at heart center, meaning palms are together, fingers are bright, thumbs are touching your sternum. And one final time from Martin Luther King Jr. Faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. Take a deep breath on that. Put a little smile on your face. And bring your hands to the space between your eyes. May you have peace in your thoughts today. Hands to your lips. May you have peace in your words and hands to your heart. May you have peace in your heart and actions. And I'm feeling another little blessing coming. Maybe just wishing you much faith to take the next step in front of you and knowing that that's enough. Namaste.